Hello, everyone. First of all, that was our first time seeing our little intro. Thank you so much. So we are here with the RTV Radio Show. As I stated, we're here every week. We've had a change of time and days, so we're here every Monday at 7 p.m. I'm so excited to be here another week. But also here to highlight and spotlight another. Go ahead, Brother Nance. I'm sorry. But to also spotlight another strong community leader that is in our city. Before I introduce our special guest, I want to, now that I see my co-host, I want to say again, this is the RTV Radio Show. Here, myself, Angie Winder, with my co-host, Brother Nance. Brother Nance, how are you today?
I'm a little tired, but I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right.
I just woke up from a nap, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, as I'm getting older, them naps are serious.
I take naps.
Napping matters, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, I take naps. So before I introduce our guest, can I just say that you guys are amazing. Thank you to every advocate that was out there. Last week we talked about the tax sale, and today our mayor actually removed all of the owner-occupied from that list. So kudos to everyone. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to dive right in. We know that this is an hour-long show, and I'm really excited for the person who's coming in. He's actually living in my district, so we are neighbors, brother, sister, family. So we have our special guest, Brother Dawod Thomas. He's a founder of My Father's Plan. Before I have him speak, I just want to kind of say the things that came out and stuck out on his website. Is actually the website is My Father's Plan. I want to say .com. If I'm wrong, he'll fix it when he talk. But on the website, it has providing hope, offering opportunity, creating change. If that is not powerful just in itself, we just want to make sure that people know all the things that he's doing. You may have seen him around and I got my, I got my shirt, my Old York shirt. So you may have seen him in the Penlucy area, and now you may have just seen him across the city. So we're going to talk to Brother Dawod Thomas today to say what he's doing and
yes.com.
So Brother Dawod, are you there? I think you're muted. Okay, there you go.
I'm good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
For all that you're doing, first of all.
Yeah.
Trendsetter.
Yes.
It's my pleasure to be here with both of y'all. Much love.
And look, I'm sorry it took so long. It's been a lot going on. But so we had to make sure that we got you on here. I want to just say this before you start talking, and then we'll start with questions. But on your mission, it says that My Father's Plan is a nonprofit organization dedicated to cultivating change for inner city youth through community activism, financial literacy, and community outreach. We teach youth of all age skills that will spark personal growth and ultimately enhance their community. There's a quote from you saying, "My Father's Plan will have an immediate effect." So can we first ask the question of how did it get started, and what motivated you to begin, or should I say launch the My Father's Plan?
Listen, that story is too long. We only got an hour. We're not even about 3 hours, Juan. But when I was younger, my father used to talk about having boys groups in different communities across the city. And, I got a brother that's 6 years older than me. So him and my brother used to have these conversations all the time. And I used to sit in the back seat and be miserable, and I just wanted to go home and play with my friends. I was like 10, 11, and 12. So when he was talking about putting this thing in motion, he was saying that each community leader would get together every month, and they would talk about what's working in the community and what's not working. And then they would go back to the community and instill this plan into the community. And it was always about youth. It was always youth led. And when I was about 13, maybe 14, my father used to pick me up from school. And whenever he picked me up, he would have guys with him that I didn't know. And he would always introduce them to me as my brothers. He would say, "This your brother so-and-so, this your brother so-and-so." And those guys were from different parts of the city. As an adult, when I see those guys now, we all love each other and we all greet each other as brothers. Like, we really look at each other like brothers, because that was our first introduction as brothers when we was kids. So fast forward, I'm working at this charter school, and I've been there about 13 to 14 years. So we took over this middle school called Diggs Johnson. It was a bad middle school. It was off the chain. Diggs Johnson was like the movie Lean on Me.
It was.
Right? Yeah, it was off the chain. And so at the time, the charter school was partnering with, sharing the building at James McHenry. And they told the executive director, who was Erica Brockman, they said, listen, you could take this Diggs Johnson building, but you got to take the kids. And at the time, we didn't have middle school. We only had elementary. Right. So Erica said, Dawod, I need you to go around there and, see what's up with the kids. So when I went around there, them kids was off the chain. And they ain't know me. I was just walking through the building. Right. So, like I said, they was off the chain, and I had to figure out, how can I get these kids to engage into what we trying to, because, we coming around there with all this lovey, talk about your feelings, sit in a circle. These kids was the real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was Baltimore to the core. They was, they was in the hallway after the bell rang. I'm just looking like I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, man, how am I going to get these kids engaged and buy in to this stuff that we talking about? So I asked the principal at the school, I said, listen, give me a list of your baddest kids in the school. The kids who get suspended the most, the kids who are non-compliant the most. Give me a list. She gave me a list about maybe 20 or 30 kids, right? So I went back to Erica and I said, listen, the only way we're going to be able to take that school is if I can get these 30 or 40 kids to jump on board. And she was like, how are you going to do that? I said, I have no idea, but I'm going back around there tomorrow and I got to find out who these kids are. So I went around there the next day, and one of the students, her name is Jaya Johnson, my little sister. She probably about 23 or 24 years old now. And I said, listen, do you want to make some money? She said, yeah, how? I said, I got this list and I need to know who all these kids are. So she said, how much you going to give me? I said, I'm going to give you $5 if you tell me who all these kids are. Now mind you, this 10 years ago, right? So we walking around and she pointing the kids out to me. And the kids is like, yo, who's that? Don't be telling him who I am. They fussing at her. She like, boy, shut up. Don't, whatever. So she showing me who all the kids are. So right then and there was my first introduction. Like, dang, I gave her $5 and she showed me who every kid on this list was, and she didn't even care what they had to say about it, right? Mm-hmm. So that let me know that she was a youth leader. I said, okay, I'm gonna keep her under my wing. So whenever I would come around there, I would look for her first, right? And I would pay her to help me do something. Now, again, I wasn't thinking about my father's plan. I wasn't thinking about nothing except I need to figure out how we going to get these kids and Diggs Johnson to buy into what we're doing. So what I did was I went to every kid house that was on that list in the summertime, and I offered all of them a job. And I ain't had no goddamn job whatsoever, Juan. I ain't had nothing. Right? I said, listen, I want all y'all to come to the charter school on this particular day. I'm giving y'all the job. Now, I had like 30 kids show up at the school. Juan, I still don't know what I'm going to do with it. Listen, they all show up at the school in the summertime. They all asking for me. Mr. Dawod here, Mr. Dawod here, Mr. Dawod here. I come downstairs. Juan, I'm just looking at all of them, right? Just looking at them. They like, yeah, what's the job? I said, yo, listen, we about to go out front. We about to clean up. They was like, clean up? What you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. I said, man, it's $10 an hour. I need y'all for 3 hours. They was like, all right. Right. So we hitting different blocks in Pigtown, right? We hitting different blocks. So they all get 3 hours. So I said, yo, before y'all get paid, y'all got to go to this group. They was like, you ain't say that. I said, well, I'm saying it now. Before y'all get paid, y'all got to go to this group. So the group was in the gym. So they had to go in the gym. They had to get in the big circle. They had to talk about their feelings, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So when it was over with, I paid all of them $30. Now, this money coming out of my pocket, mind you, right? So I paid all of them $30. And while they was in group, I went to the bank. I went to the bank machine. So I give them all of them that 30. It probably was about 20 of them. So the bill was up there, right? Mm-hmm. But this is all for the buy-in. I ain't worrying about that. I ain't worrying about that. I'm gonna get that back in some kind of way. This is for the buy-in. So I said, yo, I need y'all to come up here every Tuesday and Thursday. We're gonna do this cleanup, and then y'all gotta do the groups. Right? So every week I added on to the groups. First it was the groups, then it was the groups in the class, then it was the groups in 2 class, right? By the time we got to maybe the 5th week, we was 2 weeks away from school. So I'm telling all these kids, listen, when school start, y'all keep your job, but the agreement is y'all got to go to class. Y'all got, you got to do all these school norms that we got, because these kids was off the chain. So that was my first introduction to figuring out paying a kid a stipend to keep them engaged, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what was unique about that situation, and because the teachers started giving me money, right? The teachers was like, well, how you paying these kids? I said, I'm paying them out of my pocket. And so the teachers started giving me money. Teachers was writing me checks. And at the time, I want nothing to do with nonprofit. I want nothing to do with 501c3. I want nothing to do with none of that stuff, right? I want to move how I want to move. I don't want nobody telling me nothing. I'm going to do how I want to do. So that was the introduction. So maybe 2 years later, we opened up the boutique on Old York Road. And that was all that was about, that was about taking my neighborhood back. And the kids used to come to my store and ask for money. And I used to tell them no. Every day I would tell them no. Like, nah, y'all, I don't give money to kids. Like, you gotta do something for the money. Yeah. So they was like, do what? I said, I don't know. You got to do something, but I ain't giving you no money. So then one day, one of the kids was like 8 years old. The same kid is like 20 now. And one of the kids was like, well, how can I earn it? And I told him to sweep up the front of my store. And again, I wasn't thinking about my father's plan. I wasn't thinking about no nonprofit. I just want to engage the youth. And how the hell can I get your attention and keep it? Right? So I gave him a couple of dollars to clean up the front. So what happened was he came back the next couple of days to do the same thing. And then by the third day, this guy came back with 2 other guys. Right? So now all 3 of them standing in front of the store talking about what could we do to earn money, which is right up my, they talking my language. Right? So I said, yo, clean from the corner to the corner. So they clean it from the corner to the corner. I give them like $5 a piece. Mind you, these 8 and 9 year olds, right? This is 2012. So these 8 and 9 year olds. So I think one day, maybe like 5 or 6 of them were standing outside the store, and my brother T, Angie, I don't know if you met T or not, but Warren, you know T. So T said, well, you got like 5 or 6 kids out here talking about they want to work. I said, who? He said, man, I don't know these kids. So I come outside, and they like, yeah, we are trying to. I said, yo, where you get these other guys from? They trying to work too. I said, well, I tell you what, meet me here on Saturday at 9:00. Now I'm thinking they're not going to show up, right? Not only did they show up, it was about 10 of them, right? So this is 12 years ago, and that was our first community cleanup on a Saturday in Penn Lucy. That was our first time doing it. And again, I didn't write none of this stuff down. I didn't have no plan. I was just going with it because I'm like, yo, these kids is coming around. That's what I want. Like, I want them to come around. So we did that. We did that for years. And what I noticed was, this is what made me go into the nonprofit. What I noticed was, as the kids got older, maybe they was cool as like 8, 9, 10, 11. They was cool. But when they got like 12 and 13 to 14, that little $5 and $10 I was giving them, it wasn't enough money, right? It wasn't enough money to keep them engaged. So those guys started getting older, and I remember telling T, I said, yo, the only way we're gonna be able to keep these kids engaged, we're gonna have to put up more money. And me and him looking at each other like, yo, god damn, you like, we already in. Like, I think at the time our payroll was probably about, back then the payroll was light. It probably was about $100 a week, right? But that add up over time. So now we got all these kids, they're getting older, and I'm like, yo, how are we gonna keep them engaged? And everybody was in my ear about the nonprofit, 501c3, and I didn't want to do it. Like, I didn't want anything to do with it. But I didn't want to lose the momentum that we had as well, because we was growing, our store was doing better. And I was like, yo, we got to keep this momentum, because if we lose it, it's gonna be hard to get back. So then I just went on and applied for the nonprofit and the 501c3. And once we got the 501c3, I knew that I was going to have to really go public and really like put myself out there, which I'm not uncomfortable doing. I just don't really like the bureaucracy. You know me, Angie. I don't really, I don't really like all the shenanigans. You know what I mean? And you do this for me, I do this for you. So a good brother, a good brother of mine, Munir Bahar, he said, Dawod, the best way to do it is to get donations. He said, don't chase after the grants, because the grants is a whole bunch of bullshit. Yeah. Excuse me. But he said, go for the donations. So, me being who I am, I'm a people's person, and this movement is about the people. So what I did, I said, well, I'm going to target 300 people that I know, and I'm going to ask them to donate $10 a month. And that was my goal, to get 300 people to donate $10 a month, right? Right now, we probably got about 200 people, maybe 190, that donate a minimum of $10 a month right now, right? And so anything else we get, like if we get a grant here and there, that's a bonus. If we get somebody who really got some money and they donate, a few dollars, that's a bonus, right? So that's kind of how it happened, and that's kind of how we got to where we are. Once we went public, and listen, that show that we was on, Returning the Favor with Mike Rowe, that show like catapulted us to a national level, because now we get donations from people, all over the country, not just Baltimore and not just my friends, but people I don't even know.
Awesome.
You know, is sending $10 donations, and you know that $10 add up.
Yeah.
You know, $10 add up.
And
So
that's actually amazing to hear that most are coming from just, you know, people that care, and that's donating to your organization. They see your drive, they see your mission, your vision, and what you're doing, and your commitment. And the fact that you said 12 years ago, I think that's what you just said, 12 years ago was the first cleanup. So just showing that you're committed to this. This didn't just happen a year ago too. You're committed to the actual mission and to helping our youth. I mean, we have a lot of we talked about it on our show before of how some of our youth are, you know, going down the wrong roads or getting hooked up into things that they should not. And so I commend you for reaching out, not only in your community, but across the city. It's definitely a movement. And again, I applaud that. On your website, it says that, you know, the plan cannot happen without an economic component. And so, you know, that's powerful in itself for just an adult, but just imagine what you're instilling in our youth. And as they're growing up, because they have the mentality of they want to make money, right? And if they don't get something positive, what are they going to do? And so, you know, that's commendable. Brother Nance, you wake up yet?
No, I was just listening, you know what I mean? Because I watch from afar, you know what I mean? I love what the brothers are doing in the community. And I just watch how it morphed into now these brothers got contracts and things like that. So not only are they just seeing the grassroots approach, they also getting to see the business approach and how you expand and how you grow. So I just love the fact that, you know, it's always been just listening to the backstory. It always been from a asset approach, which is how I like to approach things as well. I always like to come from a solution oriented approach. So, you know, just to watch, you know, my father's plan, having a headquarters being built, and you know, it's just a wonderful thing. And to it to be led by Black men, like that's even more powerful. You know what I mean? Than anything. So for them to see a brother standing up every day in front of them when they're working, to the point where as though I'm sure that some of the brothers have moved up in different ranks in the thing, because you know they're growing with you, so they're growing with you, and that's the job. That's the goal, is to make sure that we're building replacements so this thing lives beyond you, beyond everyone that's associated with it. It should live beyond us. You know what I mean? And that's how we build. That's what I love about you at Munir Bahar, myself, and others that are doing the work. And Sean Stinnett, shout out to Sean Stinnett as well.
No doubt. Listen, you said a mouthful. I'm gonna tell you something. The biggest component to my father's plan is the peer on peer. Right? We do peer on peer tutoring, you know, and we do peer on peer cleanups. Like now on Saturdays, I don't typically have to walk with the group anymore, because we got older guys that walk with the younger guys, you know, and that's what it's about. And like you said, Juan, you're right. The guys who first started in 2012 in Penn Lucy, you know, those guys was 8 and 9 years old. Now those guys are 19 and 20 years old. So they the guys that we send on gigs. If you notice on our page, you might see Wednesday gig or something gig. Now people call me, for example, somebody might call me and say, Dawod, I need 3 guys to do a demolition at one of my houses that I own. So I send 3 of my top guys that I know I don't have to be there with them, you know, but like you said, that's ranks. You know, I can't send a kid that just got in the program. You know what I mean? I send a kid who's been around for 8 or 9 years. He know what the expectation is. He know the mark we want to leave. The whole thing I tell him is, listen, whatever job you go to, knock it out the park so they can talk about us. You know, like make them say, yo, we got to call those guys again. You know, and it's about becoming self-sustainable. It's not about receiving donations for the next 5 years. Is about receiving donations to help us build the foundation, but then becoming self-sustainable. You know, so that's what we do. You know, my daughter just opened up a shop on Old York Road, a door down from mine, a salon. So now that's two economic infrastructures.
That's power, yo.
You know,
I know that made you feel good, didn't it, yo?
Absolutely. That's my oldest daughter. You know, I didn't expect nothing less. It was just timing. You know, everything is timing. And so that now we have 2 builders in the community that's going to put money back into the community. You know, and that's what it's about. We try right now. We looking into buying a box truck because we get a lot of moving jobs. And some of the jobs I have to turn down because we just don't have the equipment to do the job.
Right.
So, you know, we got a bunch of lawnmowers in the basement that the kids use in the summertime. Basically, you know, I try to use the donations to invest in things where the kids don't need me to make money. Right? We got a box truck, we got a kid with a license, and we got 2 other kids. That's a 3-man crew. Y'all don't need me. All y'all need is an address.
Yeah.
Right? So now y'all don't need me for that. You got lawnmowers. Yo, give me $20 for the lawnmower, and then take the lawnmower for the whole day. Go get money.
Yeah.
Right? You got to rent the lawnmower. The program got to get something.
Yeah, no,
right?
I mean, and I'm glad you said that, bro, because I was going to say, like, even having ranks, it gives the brothers something, the brothers and young sisters, something to look forward to, you know what I'm saying, or something to achieve within the organization, you know what I mean? And like you said, showing them responsibility, like, look, you can get all the money you want, but bro, you gotta invest in the business. $20 to get the lawnmower. $20 nothing for free out here. So I just love the whole model, bro. And it seems like, you know, like you said, it wasn't no written down idea, and it feels like it's just organically getting even more easier for you to even navigate, because it's growing how the seeds were planted. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Story, I hear passion. So, I mean, that's, like I said, it's certainly amazing. Another thing, I'm going to be quoting you the whole time because.
Go ahead. Give it to me.
Yeah, I think basically it's just like, it's your story and it needs to be told. So also on your page, it says that you want to be the change. Okay, so I'm going to quote it the same way. I want to be the change. I'm sorry. Yeah, I want to be the change I want to see in them. And so this question I have for you is one, why was Penn Lucy chosen as far as where you're building from? Is this where, a community where you lived and or, family? I just would like to know, like, how did that foundation start in that community?
Well, OYC, baby, you see it, you got the drip on. It's Oyoke and Cater. It's Oyoke and Cater. That's where. Yeah. Oyoke and Cater is where I grew up, and we got so used to trauma. Trauma became normal. Mm-hmm. Somebody getting killed became normal to us. Somebody getting locked up became normal. Somebody experiencing police brutality became normal. Somebody getting their brains stomped at the top of the block. All those things became normal as we was growing up, and we was traumatized, and we don't even know it. When mm-hmm. people talk about Oyoke and Cater, they talk about how much fun we used to have, because mm-hmm. they don't even know unconsciously you blocked out all the trauma. Because we had some fun, but it don't add up to all the misery. It don't add up to all the lives we lost, all the people that's in jail. The fun is only this big, but we block the trauma. We block out all that trauma. So I understand that. So if I go back to my community and open up a business, I'm talking the same language that they talking, because I'm from around here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know your mother. I know your uncle. So when you go home and say, yeah, I'm up Oyoke with Dawod, your mother say, oh, you up there with Dawod? Oh, you all right then? You be all right. When you leave Dawod, you come on home. So everybody know each other. It's a community, and it's just home base. It's ground zero for me, because I was breaking the law. You know what I mean, Angie? I did all the stuff that you don't want your kids to do. You know what I mean? I was breaking the law. I was carrying guns. I was getting shot at. I've been shot. I was shooting at people. Like I was a young fool, and I just wasn't really given the proper guidance. My father planted great seeds, but he just wasn't consistent, because he was fighting his own demons. He was fighting his own drug addiction. So he just wasn't around consistently enough to make sure I stayed on the right path. You know what I mean? And I didn't. I lacked discipline as a youth, like most of them do. And I knew right from wrong, but I was into instant gratification, like most of them are. Yeah. So I picked Penn Lucy because it only made sense. When I said I wanted to open up a boutique, it had to be in a neighborhood that I came from, because I had to go back, and the same influence that I had when I was breaking the law, I wanted to have that same influence as a civilian.
Awesome. And not only is you have this boutique, not only are you doing community cleanups, you're doing tutoring, well, I don't know if it's still going on, but I know definitely before pandemic, education and tutoring, leadership groups, doing some trips and fitness and adventure, vocational job training. Like the list is going on where you're trying to manifest.
We do it all, baby. We do it all, Angie.
Well, listen, I want you to talk about, if you can, that court. Can you talk about that?
Oh, man. Listen, let me tell you all about the court. Listen, I did some research, and the old head said that court was put there in 1972. Okay, the old court. They said it was built in 72, and so we're just getting a new court this year, and we're waiting for the rims. Y'all both are going to be invited to our celebration, and anybody else that's watching and want to come through. We're going to have a game where the old heads, myself, I got a team, me and my friends who grew up on that court, and then the youngins, the guys that's around there now,
hard,
because they can't just come and have that new court. Like, we got to give them the court.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, that court. They got
they got to take this L first, and then they can have the court. But listen, this is what happened, because people think that I got the court built, right? That's not what happened. What happened was I called Wrecking Parks and I asked for rims, because they took out rims due to COVID. So I asked them for some new rims. And when I forgot the lady name, and I'm mad that I forgot her name, I should have wrote it down. So when she sent the people out to give us new rims, and when they saw the community, she said that they was having a program where they picked one basketball court in each district. Right, and we District 4. She said, so we picked.
Can you say it again? I'm just.
No, I'm serious. Wrecking Parks. I forgot the lady name. We in District 4. So she said we having a program where we pick one basketball court to revitalize in each district, and we pick your court. I said, why'd you pick our court? How did we get so lucky? She said, well, when we came up there, we noticed the neighborhood looked good, it looked clean, and she just said it felt right. So that made me feel fantastic, because that's what I want. I want people to come to Old York Road, people that don't know the history, and I don't want them to know nothing about the history. I want them to see what the new Old York Road looked like, because we practicing new norms. Now the norm of Old York Road, when a kid trying to get some money, the norm used to be you go up top and you get a package from somebody. Now the norm is you go up top and you go to the store at your door and you ask the ward, how can I get some money? That's the new norm.
Love it. I wanna how can one become a $10 donor? Is it an automatic thing that you sign up for and it just automatically come out your account?
It sure is, Juan. That's a fantastic question. It's you can go to my website and they have a recurring payment button.
Okay.
You push that button, the $10 come out every month, and most people can afford $10. You won't even miss it.
You spend $10 on nonsense every day.
Every day. So the $10 come out every month.
Amazing producer, he has it up on a screen.
Yeah, because we can't invest. And you know what I like about the $10 approach for real is the fact that everybody's not a front liner, and everybody is not going to be out in the streets. That's not everybody's design. So to me, that's for those people that sit behind the computers and they be typing and saying, the youth are out of control. Well, this way is you can donate to a good organization doing good work that's showing proven results. You know what I mean? And so I think that this $10 donation, this should be something like that people that's watching, you know what I mean? I'm going to sign up myself after we get off this call to have the recurring payments myself. So I would like to just champion and challenge those that are watching the show to donate to this worthy cause as it expands and grow deeper legs as creating new norms on Old York Road. So I just wanted to share that, man. Like I'm definitely signing up for myself for a recurring payment. Angie is as well.
My man, Angie be hitting us off every now and then. When it cross her mind and her heart, she hit us off.
Thank you. So I love that our producer put it up. Again, it's on the website, myfathersplan.com/donate. And you can set it up that way as far as any amount, and to set up recurring payments or donations.
That's the key, recurring. I want everybody that's listening to do the recurring payments so they won't forget about it. You know what I mean? So that $10 that you spend getting some food or something that's going to kill you, put that $10 towards saving a youth life. You know what I mean?
Let me say this, if I may. For people that's watching now, for people that will watch. Just understand, when it comes to our people and our culture, we got to understand that without an economic component, no movement is possible.
Nothing.
I mean, it all sound good, and I know we love to come to the table and have meetings about meetings. I'm saying, listen. I'm not knocking nobody, and I'm not mad at nobody. I'm just saying, no movement can be sustainable without an economic base, right? You have to have that, like. So for people who just tuning in, understand for 2010. So for 10 years, at least 8 or 9 years, we funded this program ourselves. You know what I mean? We wasn't getting donations. We wasn't getting grants. The money was coming out of our pocket because I believe that in our communities, the money got to pass our hands, 20 times before it leaves the community. Right now, it might pass hands maybe 2 or 3 times right now. That's better than one time and it's gone. Right? But we need the money to pass hands 2 and 3 times. So when you Angie, when you buy that Oh York drip shirt, right? You spending the money. No, I'm serious. You spending the money with me, but then I'm reallocating the money to a youth, right? So you spend it with me, and then I'm reallocating to him, and then he might buy some chips or sodas from my store, so he kind of giving it back. So we want to keep on giving the money back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and that has nothing to do with trying to shun other cultures or other races and religions, because I'm not about that at all. But we in last place, and the reason we in last place is because we don't let our money circulate within our community long enough. So when you donate that $10, understand you are a part of the movement. You're just as important as I am. You know what I mean? Because I can't be on the front line if I don't have no food to feed the soldiers.
Facts.
So when y'all sending that $10 a month, y'all giving me money to feed the soldiers. Right. And as long as I can feed the soldiers, I can train them to be ready for war, which is being a black man in our culture right now, in our country, is warfare. And you got to know how to think. You got to know how to respond. You got to know certain skills. And there's no way I can keep these kids engaged without that economic component.
Facts.
So if anyone has just tuned in, we have a special guest, Brother Dawod Thomas. He's actually listen, I keep forgetting what size on, but we're here with our old York. Hey, Brother Nance don't have one. He gotta get one.
Hey, it's all good. I just want at the end of the year, if as long as I know I donated a couple of hours towards it, I don't need to.
Anyway,
go ahead. You can get that my father's playing T-shirt. We got some T-shirts coming up.
You know what? That's what I'm talking about. You know what? I needs that.
Yeah.
So listen.
So don't you own your building?
Nance, Brother Nance, look, if we were together, I'll be pinching you.
No,
wait a minute. I want to tell everybody, if anyone has come in, please share this video. We have our special guest, Brother Dawod Thomas, founder of My Father's Plan. He's talking about his organization, things that they're doing in the community. You can go to their website, myfathersplan.com. So again, I just wanted to put that out if anyone has come in late. That this is who we're spotlighting in the community, and our lovely producer has the website up, and that is amazing. Every time I see just the smiles on their faces, it does something to me. So we're also talking about ways to donate, ways to support, ways to help continue this movement. As you see, the young people that are engaged in this organization or this program, they're giving back. So if we talk about all the quote unquote things our youth is doing negative, look at the amazing positive things that My Father's Plan is instilling in them. And please make sure that you join in and donate. So that's all I wanted to say in case anyone came in late.
That's right. That's
what we're here for, right? So please share this video. The more people that will see it will support it. It's a very easy process to sign up and to donate.
Yep.
So question. So you don't you own the building that the store at the door?
We do. We bought the building last year, 2020. So now we have our headquarters upstairs and our boutique downstairs. And again, now this building provides us it's an infrastructure. It's a community infrastructure now, because we got a headquarters upstairs and we make money downstairs, which feeds upstairs. Y'all get that?
Yep.
We got this whole building. We got our youth headquarters upstairs. We got our boutique downstairs, which funds upstairs. Right? So that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So we got this big.
My bad. Go ahead, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got this big donation from Returning the Favor with Mike Rowe. I was telling y'all, and they gave us 30 bands, right? Nice. Totally. And if you didn't see the show, It was a prank. Like I didn't even know that's what was happening. Like I didn't even believe he was being for real when he said 30,000. You know, they was in contact with my brother T, and he's setting it up the whole time for them to kind of like play this practical joke on me. But you know, if it's going to give us 30 grand,
I ain't even seen it, bro.
I wish I would have sent it to DJ Diamond K. He could have played it. I don't know the link, but I saw it.
Gotta watch it. They pulled a prank on me, you know, and at the end he was like, "Yeah, I got this check for 30,000." I'm like, "Man, get out of here, man! Stop playing with me." He was like, "No, I'm serious." Yeah. And I'm looking at T like, "Yo, what the hell is going on?" He looking at me like, "Yo," I'm like, "Yo, this is crazy, right?" So we took the 30 and we put the down payment on the building.
Nice,
right?
That was so smart.
The guy wanted 60,000 for the building, so I said, "Well, take this 30 and then let's do a 5-year plan for the other 30." And he agreed to it, so we didn't even have to go through the bank. You know, the guys carrying the papers.
Nice.
And you know, that's what's going on right now. So right now we pay a mortgage. You know, for the next 5 years we pay you know, a couple dollars. It ain't much.
Awesome.
You know, if anybody on here getting bread and you want to give us that other 30 bands to pay this building off, you know, feel free.
That would be love. I mean, that would be love, because then again, like I always preach to people, like when they tell me all the time, like ownership, man, is everything. You know what I mean? Like ownership, like the building I'm in right now for my cafe, we're going to be actually buying that building next year. You know what I'm saying? And we're starting, you know, to be a cornerstone. Like I told the community association around there, like we want to be one of the foundational bricks in the revitalization of for our people, something that's going to benefit us. And like again, it's open to all people, but I specifically know that the Oliver community needs that. So that's why I asked you about the ownership thing, and then have your daughter owning the building down the street.
She don't own. She leasing. The guy I tried to buy the building from the guy. He an older guy, so I ain't really worried about it too much. But he didn't want to come off of it. I said, well, when can we buy it? When you gonna be ready to sell it? He said, well, I'm not ready today, but that don't mean I won't be ready tomorrow. I said, all right, well, let's do a 2-year lease. So we did a 2-year lease. I said, man, how old are you? He said, I'm 68. I said, oh, that's perfect. Let's do a 2-year lease. By the time you hit 70, you'll be ready to come up off of it.
You're ready to get them couple bands, you know what I mean? And relax and travel around. That's what's up, man.
Now, Dawod, your daughter has a salon. Can you talk about that? What would be in her building?
Yeah, she her salon is called Marula Locks. I hope I said it right. Marula Locks. She do locks. And
wait a minute, you know I want my locks back, right?
Listen. You go holler at her. She do locks, and she has a beautiful space.
I want mine back too, Angie.
Hey, well, that was funny, Doug.
I know, right?
Yeah. So she got this big, beautiful space. And right now we looking for she renting out booths because the space is so big that she renting out booths.
I saw pictures. Awesome.
Yeah, she got a couple suites. So I'm about to put a post out in a couple of days. Just let people know if they want to rent a booth. They can come to me and we could talk about it. But again,
when is the grand opening?
Her grand opening is June the 8th. Okay. And she's gonna do a pop-up shop. But she's doing hair in the building now. She's working now in the building. Okay. So if you want to get your locks back,
Look, I had to go to Dominicans and get it straight, but I'm natural, so I haven't had a perm for 10 years.
For real?
So okay, all right.
Yeah,
so, and just keep me posted on keep us posted on the grand opening as well if there's anything we can promote. So
for sure.
Hey, Dawod, let me ask you a question. Did anybody at the mayor's office reach out to you guys? Because they're hiring people now to contracting people for cleanup, and I know you guys were championing that for at least a year. You know what I mean? So I just want to know, was you guys awarded or granted or even brought to the table on that project? I'm just curious.
Let me put my political hat on. Right. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success. A good friend of mine, Tisha Edwards, she a good person. Last summer, they might have plugged about 20 of our youth into summer jobs last summer. And I expect the same thing this summer from them. That's number one. Number two, when I decided to go public, the whole point of going public was to show people the blueprint.
Yes.
That was the point. And so not only has the mayor's office picked up the blueprint, but it's been other people in other communities, like my brother Munir, he picked up the blueprint. My brother Sean Stennett picked up the blueprint. It's a sister named, I always say her name wrong. I think it's Naomi. I hope I'm not saying it wrong. Or Naima. She picked up the blueprint. So that's what it's for. Like, I'm showing everybody the blueprint because the program works.
Yeah.
So you can play with it and tamper it around and add your own little spin to it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, if you want to keep the community clean, pay somebody to do it. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. You know, you have to pay somebody to do it until the residents pick up and catch on. That's right. It has to become a norm. See, in Penn Lucy, now we partner with DPW. Shout out to DPW. What's the brother name that gave me the trash cans? It's gonna come to me. So yeah, they gave us like six pedestrian trash cans, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember when I was getting them, it was somebody who called me from another organization telling me that I'm wasting my time. Like people not gonna use the trash cans, you know, telling me all these reasons why they're not gonna give them to me, right? And I ain't thinking of none of that. I'm like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I know I'm gonna get the trash cans because it's me. I'm gonna get them, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. So the brother gave us like 5 or 6 of them, and we posted them up all through the neighborhood. And the agreement was that we keep them changed, like the city don't change them, we change them. My father's plan changed. Mm-hmm. And it's working. Like the residents are using the trash cans. It's not to say that we never have trash in our community, because we do. Mm-hmm. But we still have to change those bags, meaning that people are using them because they fill them up.
Exactly.
Right? The only problem that we come into is people bringing their trash from the house. You know what I mean? Bringing it out to the can. And I can't never catch them. I be trying to catch them more. Like I can't wait till I catch the person keep bringing their house trash out here. You know, but other than that, you know, we don't really have no issues. So it's just about creating new norms in the community, and it takes time.
It does.
You know, it takes time. You know, our people, and this is probably all people, but we're talking about our people right now, right? Mm-hmm. Our people say they want change, but most of us don't want to change ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Say that one again for the people in the nosebleeds that they hear that.
Yeah. So, you know, earlier, Angie, when you read that quote and you said, you know, I want to be the change that I want to see, before I start talking about what I want other people to change, I got to look at myself and say, okay, Dawod, what do you need to change first before you start putting your expectations on what somebody else needs to change, right? So I had to change myself from the inside out. Number one, I had to humble myself just to get the 501c3 and ask people for money. That was very hard for me to do, but I had to humble myself and I had to change. I had to allow other people to be a part of the movement. It couldn't just be a Dawod and his homeboy thing. It had to be a Baltimore City nationwide thing. And once I opened my mind up to that, you know, everything else kind of opened up to us.
I'm actually glad that you decided to go that route, because you know, a lot of times we do that a lot of the brothers on the ground that do hold us up. You know what I mean? Like you said, just humbling ourselves to open it up to the world and to the public. You know what I mean? And so I just commend you, bro. And I'm glad to see all the other brothers and sisters around the community, you know, engaging with the blueprint. And the youth, you know, just seeing the pictures online of the youth is just, it just be like, I mean, because I work with youth too, and when I pay them, it just, it ain't about the money. It be the conversations. It be all the other things that happen within the process, and seeing them wow moments and them light bulbs going off in their eye, like, damn, well, I can really do this. And I like how you got, like, they're co-owning this. You know what I'm saying? Like, their stamp and fingerprint is all over it. Like, you know what I mean? Right. And that's what it's about. I mean, that's what I like about the brothers, you know, that I follow in the city that do programming with the youth. Y'all understand that the youth buy-in is important. It's not about what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not here to talk at youth. We're here to build youth up and build with them. You know what I mean? You know, and see what they want. Because sometimes we come and see it in programming. It's so many programs and 501c3s out here. It's like, I'm just like, yo, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Listen. Let me tell you something. For years, right, my oldest daughter, and I hope she's watching. She probably not, but I hope she is. My oldest daughter, for years, right, I was like, listen, when you going to let me make some money off of you? You know what I'm saying? Like when you going to open up a business so I can make money off of you? Like, yo, you my best investment. Like, when goddamn, it's time for that investment to start paying me back, right? And you know, she used to laugh, like, what you mean? So, you know, now that she got her shot won, I went out and bought this big ass block of shea butter, right? For like $90, right? A big ass block, right? So I'm bagging up dimes now, dimes of shea butter. Dimes of shea butter, right? I'm like, look, we're gonna sell this shea butter in your store. Listen, we about to get these shirts done. Cause now just like you said, like, listen, you the future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the youth is the future. So let me try to latch on to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I can ride your wave. You know what I mean? Because one day you're going to replace me. One day I'm gonna be somewhere asking you to pick me up and take me to the market. You know what I'm saying? So So you know, until that time come, you know, I'm trying to train as many youth as possible. So I can call on. So I got 100 people that I can call on at any time. And you know, and right now that's about how it is. I probably got about 50 youth that I can call on at any time, you know, of all different ages from all across the city. Well, you know that though. You know that because you worked with me, you know, for a couple of years. So yeah, you know, that's how it is. Like if you give them opportunities, they gonna remember that. Like they're gonna remember that. They're gonna remember. Kids know who love them and who really care about them. They know.
And once they know you, and once they know that, they will go to war for you. They will go. They will run through a brick wall for you. You know what I'm saying? Like
for sure.
And the fact that, you know, you're not misguiding or misusing that energy. You know, because sometimes some people get people locked in and they use youth just to get money. You know what I mean? And the youth don't benefit off it.
Let's talk about that. Why y'all ain't asking me about that? Why y'all ain't asking me about how people had these programs and they lining their pockets? Why y'all ain't asking me about how programs getting $250,000 and they got 10 staff and they only got 5 kids in the program? Why y'all ain't talk about that? Why y'all ain't asking me about that?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk. You know, I like to talk about it.
That's gonna be a part 2 because that is the truth. You know how many organizations are here?
No, but you know what? I'm glad the brother did say that because honestly, you know what? Like I said earlier, like we live in a city where we got 1,000 nonprofits. We got 1,000 programs. Like we don't need no more damn programs. We need more programs that are substance and not out here abusing. Like I said, people are benefiting off the backs of poor people and misled and misguided people. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not right, man.
Yes. Well, listen, let me tell you both something that I know y'all know, but I'm saying this to y'all listeners, and this is real talk. You know, poverty is big business.
It is.
Don't you forget that. You know, it was a sister that told me, she said, Dawod, when you out here talking on these different platforms, don't start talking about generational wealth. I said, why not? She said, because don't nobody want, she said, listen, it's going to be people against you when you start talking about generational wealth because poverty is big business. Why would they want you to eliminate poverty from Penn Lucy? They don't want that.
No, they do not.
What I mean? So poverty is big business. And what else I would say is I've been proving a lot of people wrong in terms of just the way I go about doing things. You know, I've had conversations with Angie about things and she was like, no, Dawod, I'm like, Angie, I ain't doing it like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm just driven by divine power. You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to go the traditional route. You know, I'm gonna go the non-traditional route because it's a win-win for me. Like I can't lose. Like,
and you can't go to college. You can't go to college for what you do. You can't go to school for what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go to school to connect with people. You just can't do that. You can't go to school for that. You know what I mean? It's either in you or it's not. You know what I mean?
My father's plan is about the people, and I want everybody to understand that. The $10 donations is because I want everybody to feel included. Yeah. You know, when you see the pictures and you see us, you know, buying a dump truck for the kid, not a dump truck, a box truck for the kids, understand your $10 a month helped us do that. And also understand for anybody that got any questions, my brother T told me to be careful. You're like, Dawod, you got to be careful. You know, you sometimes you be saying too much. So I'm trying to be careful, right? But I just need people to understand, listen, I have never made a dime from my father's plan. Okay? So I put in a lot of money, right? And what I'm getting back is when I get to see kids successful, that's my payment. Now, I am happy that in the last 2 years, I haven't had to go in my pocket for anything.
That's good.
So for me, that's just like getting paid. So if I'm kicking out $6,000 or $7,000 a year, and then all of a sudden, you don't have to kick $6,000 or $7,000 out your pocket no more. Shit, that's good enough for me. Like you ain't gotta. I'm cool, you know. I'm gonna figure out other ways to make money for myself. I'm not the broke activist guy. I'm not the guy. I'm the activist. You know what I'm saying? That's not who I am. Like I'm the activist, but I can't pay my bills every month. That's not who I am.
Exactly.
And that's not who I aspire to be. You know what I mean? I want to have money. I don't want to be broke, and I don't want to be asking nobody for nothing. So I'm not the broke activist. When I ask for stuff, it's for the program and it's for the youth. It ain't for me. If you know me, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna figure it out. Like I'm gonna get it. I got a nice job. I got a boutique, and and I hustle. I make money. So, I mean, I ain't getting money, but I make money. I make enough money to take care of myself and whatever I need. So I don't take money from my father's plan. Now, if we get that $1 million donation, I probably take 10%.
Absolutely, as you should.
Hey Warren, if one of them superstars give us $1 million, I might take 10% for all my years, of service.
Absolutely. Executive director, be executive director, all that good jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm glad you brought up that point on not being a broke advocate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to tell people all the time, I'm not going to be the broke community advocate. When I show up, I got to show up in a position of power. You know what I mean? Right. And you don't have to show up looking bubby and acting like you. Like, no, I'm two shakes just like you from not having a whole meal. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna make sure when I'm standing in front of them people, and I prided myself, even when I was a teacher, I made sure that I stood in front of kids in a position of power. You know what I mean? When I first started teaching, they thought I was wearing suits just because I was going to funerals or getting out of, or I'm going to court. I'm like, nah, I'm coming from corporate America. I wear tailored suits, and I wanted to show up in front of you as a professional. You know what I mean? So you can understand, because one thing I was telling people back in the day when we was coming up that, I didn't want to disappoint my parents, but I didn't want to disappoint my teacher. Like, we was into our teachers. You know what I mean? We was, like you said, you're rebuilding a community that helped raise you. Right now, we have people that just live in addresses and we don't have a sense of community. People don't even know their neighbor's name. So, my dad died when I was 10 years old. So if it wasn't for community, I wouldn't even be the man who had the vision to understand how community works. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to, again, applaud you, brother, for even just answering the call from the divine to do that. You know what I mean? Because, most people, again, take from the community. And I'm in the health world. They don't want nobody to get healthy. It's too much money being unhealthy. You know what I mean? But that's not my fight. My fight is to make sure I bring the solution for those that need it, and whoever get it, I did my part. You know what I mean? And if I can inspire the youth, that's what it's about. So again, brother, I just wanted to applaud you, man. And while we got the last 7 or 8 minutes, I just wanted you to plug any events that you have coming up. Let's plug the website again. Diamond K, if you want, you can do my $10 recurring joint. I can do it on my phone, and we can show it on the screen. It's not a game. No, because it's not a game.
I'm just laughing.
People see each other, and the first thing they say, like, people see me and be like, "Yo, bro, put some juice." Yeah. I don't need you to say that. Just say what's up. Say hello. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need that. When I see you, boy. No, so instead of me saying I'm gonna get it $10 and the world know how I am, my mind everywhere, I'm gonna do it right now in real time. Because we're in a real time war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Dawod, you made a great point of not just being able to come out of your pocket anymore. It's the fact that things are being done, not only just financially, but the things you're seeing from your youth, your peer-to-peer groups that are going on, things that you could do without having to go back out, go out there with them every time. You're seeing them motivated. You're seeing the change because you made the change, right? And so I appreciate that. Again, I also want to just have this last comment that's on your page. I'm sorry. It says, not only, so again, this kind of just came to my attention that investment don't always have to be monetary. And so the fact that you're seeing this investment on your sacrifice is amazing. So it says Baltimore youth in this program will have increased self-esteem, improved grades, and positive engagements, interactions with other youth that they come in contact with. The community cleanup program will benefit the youth involved by increasing their responsibility as well as their awareness of community value. We expect to see an immediate change in behavior, confidence, and self-awareness, not only in the youth involved in our program, but also in the other communities we serve. We know that we just had a very violent weekend that some involve our youth and some involve people our age. So this thing doesn't care how old you are, what color you are. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in. And the reason I'm saying that is because what Dawod is doing is affecting the entire city. He's making an impact. in our entire city. So we're asking for you all to please, make a donation. It could be a one-time, it could be a recurring, because we don't know what everybody.
My donation is done, and it's an easy process. It's an easy process. It's an easy process. It's very self-explanatory. Yes. I thought it was good. I wanted to do the process, and it's a very easy process. A senior citizen can do it.
Nobody ever listen. He'll never make me have my little. Can I get my emotional time? So I wanted to say it is not. It's not for Joe. I have known him for a few years now. Actually, we met. I think at the Oh gosh, I don't know.
It was some type of mayor. It was thing for the summer event. That's right.
From some with the mayor's office, but. I wanted to say that I've been very impressed with what he's doing. He's very committed to it. We know people, same circles, family, everyone who have spoken highly of him. Anytime, even from running for an office, yes, we had conversations. Hopefully you've taken some and others that you didn't want to. But in the same token, I've learned from you, and I hope that you're learning as well from others. So again, everything I've read, please know that you are making a great impact on our youth when you make a donation to My Father's Plan.
Let me add this too. We have a group in Pigtown as well. Our feet are not on the ground as tight in Pigtown, but we just got a grant from Safe. Hold on, wait a minute. God dang it, they're gonna be mad at me. Safe Gate, damn it. Gateway, Southwest Gateway. Dang it. They just gave us a grant to stay in Pigtown. Basically, like.
All right, relax.
What's that? Oh, that's One TV. Yeah. So we got a couple of sponsors in Pigtown. Old Major sponsor us. That's like a sports bar on the corner of Curry and Herkimer Street. Felicia Porter sponsor us down there. And Southwest Baltimore Charter, and Southwest Baltimore Charter School sponsor us. And all of them sent letters to the Gateway grant people, and the Gateway grant people gave us a grant for us to stay in Pigtown, which is a big deal. It's a big deal because I typically don't chase after the grants, but I say why not? And they gave it to us, so it's a beautiful thing. So now we can stay in Pigtown for at least another 6 to 8 months because we've been in Pigtown for almost a year now, and our funds was getting low because we don't really get a lot of money to be in Pigtown. Mm-hmm. And so that grant they gave us for us to stay down there was a big deal. And that was a big deal. I'm sad. Look, I know next time I'm gonna have all the people's names written down so I can shout them out.
That's okay. So on our last little couple minutes, could you let people know just once again how they will be able to contact you the best way?
You can contact me on our Instagram page, which is at My Father's Plan. You can contact me on Facebook, which is Dawod Thomas or My Father's Plan. You can contact me email, which is on our website, www.myfathersplan.com. Oh, that grant place is called Southwest Baltimore Gateway. My man just sent me that. So Southwest Baltimore Gateway just gave us a grant to stay in Pigtown for like 6 months, right? Mm-hmm. So those are where you can contact me. I'm very accessible. Our boutique is open Wednesday through Saturday. You can always come stop at the boutique. That's the best really time to talk to me is really to come to the boutique because I'm sitting still. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm pretty easy I'm pretty accessible. Is that the right word?
So I see Diamond K. I see Diamond K going through the team. I see there's a spot left on there for me to do like the health and nutrition part.
Hey Juan, listen, you're a bluffing McMuffin because last year I told you like Juan, listen, whenever you're ready, you know what I mean? I'm gonna help you get started down in Sandtown, Winchester. Even though you did your own thing on your own time, that's fine. But don't
put him out there.
Nah, because that's my man.
Where are the women?
Huh?
Where are the women?
Oh, the women behind the scenes, no movement is possible without women.
The women facts. That's the
you know what I mean. About that. No movement is possible without women, so they behind the scenes. But Juan, you already know what it is.
I got you.
All right. So we are coming to an end. We want to thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you, brother.
tuning in to the RTV Radio Show. That stands for Restoring the Village, where every Monday at 7 p.m. we are spotlighting community leaders and or talking about very important information in our city that pertains to bettering our city. We want to thank you all for tuning in to the Radio on Fire broadcast. Big shout out to our producer, our amazing producer on top of it. Listen, from the flyer to the intro video to everything, navigating behind the scenes. Thank you so much to DJ Diamond K. If you would like to support this Black-owned media, we want to make sure that you know that he has a Cash App. $, DJ Diamond K. Again, we always talk about, how our media, we talk over and over about how Fox 45 and other media put out negativity. Well, you have a broadcast here on the Radio on Fire that will continue to put out the positivity, no censoring, and putting out to help our community. So thank you so much again to Radio on Fire. Thank you to our special guest, Brother Dawod Thomas.
Shout out to Be More Beautiful. Shout out to Be More Beautiful that just gave us a grant.
Thank you to my co-host, Brother Nance. You're amazing. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your just being my brother. And I'll let you, do the little outro. Anything you want to say? I
just wanted to say, man, peace to everybody. We're trying to restore the village. That's why we bring in powerful people on. Everything that we do here is from a solution-oriented approach. So I hope that, you got some great information, because this story definitely inspired me. Remember to donate to myfathersplan.com. And remember, we don't have good days, we create them, so we can spread our love, light, power, peace, and energy to the world. Power up, people. You know what I'm saying? Restoring the Village Radio. Love y'all.
Love y'all. See y'all next Monday.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you
it's
so
not
much.
the first or the last time we're gonna have you on here, bro. We're gonna have you on here right before the basketball. We're gonna have you right before the basketball thing, right before you about to do the little grand opening for the headquarters, all that, bro. Like you're part of this movement. So yeah.
That's what's up. I'm here.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. See y'all next Monday.
All right.